Hello, everybody. The topic of my presentation is effect of secondhand smoke. In its report titled "The Health Consequences of Involuntary Exposure to Tobacco Smoke," our former Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Richard Carmona, stated, "The evidence cannot be overlooked. Secondhand smoke kills, secondhand smoke harms, and secondhand smoke has no safe limit of exposure. Secondhand smoke kills. It harms. It has no limit of exposure," he said. This is in his report by Dr. Lee in 2006. And my thesis statement is it just suggests that secondhand smoke is just as harmful as free smoking for an unborn baby because it increases its chance of a stillbirth and the likelihood of the baby dying of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, after it is born. Secondhand smoke is a combination of smoke from a burning cigarette being smoked or left in an ashtray and smoke exhaled by smokers as they smoke. The smoke lingers in the environment for a couple of hours and is easily inhaled by anybody in that vicinity. For a pregnant woman, this secondhand smoke can cause the death of the baby in the womb and sudden death before the baby reaches 1 year of age after it is born. Secondhand smoke increases the chance of stillbirth. A non-smoker who is exposed to secondhand smoke on a regular basis is at risk of his or her body absorbing nicotine and other harmful substances contained in cigarettes, mainly through inhalation. Pregnant women who are exposed to high level of secondhand smoke have been found to have higher rate of miscarriages, fetal death, and stillbirth. This according to Fox News in 2014. And in a study to better understand the relationship between secondhand smoke and stillbirth, researchers at the University of Nottingham in the United Kingdom examined birth outcomes among non-smokers exposed to tobacco smoke during pregnancy. And the result shows a 23% increase in the risk of stillbirth associated with passive smoke exposure. And another study led by an epidemiologist, Andrew Highland, was conducted at Roswell Park Center, Buffalo, New York. In this study, 80,762 women were studied, and the research shows that women exposed to secondhand smoke has increased risk of about 22% of having a stillbirth. And for women who are exposed to higher lifelong level of secondhand smoke, the risk is as high as about 55%. So secondhand smoke really is risky to a baby in the womb. It causes their death in the womb. It increases the chance by between 22, according to these studies, between 22 and 55%. Also, secondhand smoke causes sudden infant death syndrome, which is normally called SIDS. SIDS is a sudden, unexplained, and unexpected death of a baby in the womb. The baby has survived in the womb for about 20 weeks and suddenly just died. And without any explainable cause. There's no sign of sicknesses or anything before. Baby just sleeps and doesn't wake up. And research shows that infants who died from SIDS have high concentration of nicotine in their lungs, which shows that yes, nicotine, which is contained in cigarettes, is a major contributor to their death as an infant. So, and according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Infants who are exposed to secondhand smoke before and after birth are at a greater risk for SIDS than those who are not exposed at all. So, my conclusion is that cigarette smoke contains over 400 chemical compounds, and out of this, over 250 of them are toxic. Chemicals in cigarettes smoke is said to affect the brain and interferes with regulation of the affected infant's breathing. These facts, plus the result of the two researches mentioned earlier, conducted in both United States and the United Kingdom, supports my basic statement that secondhand smoke causes increase in the risk of stillbirth and SIDS. Okay, that's my presentation. I will now go to my visual aids. I have some visual aids prepared here, which I'm going to show you at my back over there. My visual aid scripts: public enlightenment about harmful effect of cigarette smoke is as old as cigarette itself. Books, leaflets, codes, media, and even warning on cigarette boxes are boldly written, warning smokers of the risk they are exposing themselves to. It is compulsory or is mandated by manufacturer of cigarettes that they should put this warning, one of them, on the box of cigarette. Every cigarette box is produced. The warning from the Surgeon General of the United States. This is my first statement up here. Another, the one that follows it is also written on. I copied them from the box of a cigarette. It shows that every cigarette brand is risky, is equally risky. No one is less risky than the other. Then my third quotation is by somebody which is not named. I don't know the author of the quotation. He says smoking is like cutting an onion and affects you, the smoker, and the people beside you. Okay, and the last one, which is number 4 of all this wrote on that state on that cardboard, is a statement by which I made up myself about the effect of warning, and then which I hope will help smokers to think about quitting. Okay. This last statement is a very strong statement, but I think it will have an effect on whoever is listening to me and is a smoker. The first one is Surgeon General's warning. It says smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. Like I said, smoke increases the risk of stillbirth and SIDS. So that's why complication of pregnancy comes in. A non-smoking woman who is pregnant, who inhales smoke from the environment, exposing herself and the baby, to trouble. The baby might die in the womb, and if it is born, it might die suddenly within 1 year of birth of unknown or unexpected cause. So this is written on every box of cigarettes. It is compulsory, it is mandated for manufacturers to put them on the boxes of cigarettes they manufacture. Also, the second statement says these cigarettes do not present a reduced risk of harm compared to others. So every brand of cigarette is equally risky. No one is better than the other. It's another warning, to tell smokers that what they are putting in their mouth is risky, whatever brand it is. Then this quote says smoking is like cutting an onion. It affects you and the people beside you. So when you blow the smoke out, it's lingering in the environment, and anybody who inhale it, they have equal effect. It affects people around you. Like I said, non-secondhand smoke by a pregnant woman causes stillbirth or increases the risk of stillbirth as well as sudden infant death syndrome. So it affects the smokers and the people beside them. And the last statement which I wrote, it says, for years you have been warned to no avail. That's addressing smokers. Say, for years you have been warned to no avail. You see all this warning on the boxes of cigarettes, you see everything, you see all these codes and in the media, but you have not heeded the warning. Say, for years you have been warned to no avail. Kill yourself and your loved ones with smoke, if you like. That's a strong statement. So what you are doing can kill you and your loved ones who are around you, who are inhaling the smoke. And that's a strong statement, which I hope smokers listen to this, we think about it and quit smoking. All right. I believe you have some questions. Now you can ask your question, please.
What is stillbirth?
Stillbirth is the birth of a baby that has died in the womb. The baby survived in the womb for 20 months or 20 weeks. If the baby suddenly died in the womb, that's it. And then there's stillbirth. If the baby dies before 20 weeks of pregnancy, it is regarded as miscarriage. Or if the baby survives to 20 months and above and then dies in the womb, that is a stillbirth. And baby has to be taken out either by vaginal birth or through surgery procedure. And like I said, secondhand smoke contributes to increase in the risk of stillbirth. Okay, another question, please.
What is SIDS?
SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. It is sudden death of a baby within 1 year of life. The baby just sleeps and just does not wake up, and they can't figure out what's responsible. Baby was not sick before, so I mean, all tests show that the baby was perfectly okay. It just died. That's SIDS. And from all the experiments which I mentioned earlier, it is known that effect of secondhand smoke increase the risk of SIDS of a baby dying suddenly within first year of life due to smoke inhaled by the mother during pregnancy. Okay, any other questions, please?
How can we reduce exposure to secondhand smoke?
Well, to take a word from the former Surgeon General of the United States, the best way is to make our environment smoke-free. Our home, schools, churches, restaurants, anywhere we go, our buses, plane, I mean, we make it, all of them smoke-free areas. This will greatly reduce exposure to secondhand smoke. Those who smoke can restrict them to small area, but most of the area should be smoke-free. If you have a lot of smoke-free areas in our environment, and then there will be a great reduction in exposure to secondhand smoke. I hope I answered your question. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a nice day.
You too.